Life's the same, you're shaking like tremolo. Life's the same, it's all inside you.
Good evening and welcome to Get Real with Ralph. I am your humble host, Ralph Nudi, coming to you live from the studios of AM 1050 WLIP in Kenosha, Wisconsin, and simulcast live from Kenosha to the Canary Islands and all across the world via our YouTube channel. Just go to GetRealWithRalph.com. That's GetRealWithRalph.com.
It's so easy to fly through a window. It's so easy to move with the sound.
We got a great show coming up. We have a special musical guest, Earth Mother, who is going to be playing in 2 weeks at the Songs of Freedom Music Festival. We're going to recap on some of the happenings in Kenosha over the past week, as well as discuss what are the telltale signs that your child may be being groomed for human trafficking. And then we're going to have a little fun later on. We're going to talk about vegan neighbors suing their meat-eating neighbors for barbecuing. That's right. Some ridiculous things going on in this world like always, and we're going to poke a little fun at it like we always do. Right here on Get Real with Ralph. Stand by.
So tough to get up. So tough. It's so tough to live up. So tough on you.
And here we are in the studio. Ralph Nudi here at Get Real with Ralph. And, of course, my trusty producer and friend, Mr. Jim Celovich. How you doing, Jim?
I'm doing just great, Ralph. I'm doing fantastic.
It's been a fun week in Kenosha.
Yeah, it has.
A lot of good stuff going on. I know, well, southeast of Wisconsin.
Sure.
A couple of days ago, the Who was at Alpine Valley.
Alpine Valley this past weekend. We were talking about that before the show.
Did you get a chance to catch them?
No.
No.
We talked a little bit about that. I mean, one of my favorite bands of all time, absolutely.
Sure.
Saw them in '82, and I saw them again in later in the '80s when they said this was their last tour. Not. So then I don't know. It's not that I disrespect them or don't want to see them, but it's
You don't want to ruin your memory of
yeah.
perfection.
I guess
probably what it is.
I guess that's it. I know they can still play. They can still sing.
Sure.
But to me, after Entwistle passed on, the bass player, and it's just
It's not the same. It's not the same group.
I even saw him without Keith Moon right after Keith Moon died. So I saw him in '82 after Keith Moon with Kenny Jones playing drums.
Right.
And I didn't. It was great. It was a great show.
Sure.
It was an absolutely great show. A lot of energy and things as such. But yeah, I guess Alpine Valley. I guess I saw a lot of friends went to it, and I'm sure they put on a great show. And
then locally, did you do any performing this weekend? Were you anywhere?
I did
You're
not.
always doing
I did not perform this weekend. I do have a news flash. I did get cast in the Kringle the Musical 2.
Oh, fantastic!
West of the Side Story at the 6th Street Theater. We're going to start that up. I think we had table read on Wednesday.
And when is that going to be coming to the
We
theater?
open at 6th Street Theater, and we're seeing on November 15th.
Okay, so just in time for the holidays.
Just in time for the holidays. We're going through the 15th until December 8th. So we 3 weekends. So if folks want to get tickets to that, it's a blast. Go to overourheadplayers.org. Overourheadplayers.org. Coming up this weekend here in Kenosha, all my friends over at the Rhodey Center for the Arts, Lakeside Players, Frozen Jr.
Of course, they had a little performance at the Harbor Market yesterday. My daughter was there singing. She is playing the part of...
Oh, she's in it. Okay.
She's little Anna.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
All right, fantastic.
So yeah, they sang at the Harbor Market, and then they got on the trolley, and they did the whole trolley ride
I saw
around.
that, yeah, because I ran into Karen and Sarah and those guys from Lakeside, because I am involved with them, and they were talking about it. and I saw all the kids get off the trolley.
Yeah, so tickets are available for that as well. I think you can go to rhodecenter.org, RHODE center.org to get the tickets. But yeah, that is the Disney production of Frozen Jr. It's going to be a great show. I have seen a few of the rehearsals.
Have you now? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's a great cast.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. They do some really great shows over there for kids. Just amazing what they've done with Shrek Jr. last year, and they've done so many different things there. So folks, get your tickets, support your local theater. I mean, people have to realize that nobody gets paid. Yeah, it's a non-pay. It's all
volunteers.
It's all volunteer.
From the directors to the people keeping up the building to the to the actors and actresses. In this case here, it's a junior production, so they're all. It's comprised mostly of youth from Kenosha.
Yes.
Obviously, everybody from the local area, but
Absolutely.
it's comprised of youth from the area and all ages. Down from 6, 7 years old. My daughter's 7, and this is her first major part where she has her own lines and her own
I'm
solo.
excited for her. That's awesome, man.
She's very excited about it.
That's really great. That's really great.
And they go all the way up to high schoolers in that cast as well.
Yeah, I know a lot of the kids in it, a lot of the parents of the kids in it and stuff, and that's great. That's awesome. So that's coming up, man.
It is.
I mean, there's stuff to do in Kenosha and in the area. Racine, Kenosha. I mean, there's always something to do.
It's crazy how quickly fall has settled into the air here.
Let's not get carried away yet.
I know.
Understand. I know kids are back
and
to school.
I need a little more summer. I need a little more summer weather.
By the way, I loved your picture on Facebook when the kids were back in school.
Oh yes.
And you're like cheering.
I was like, yes, yeah. Well, I don't know if you noticed that I said teachers' husbands and parents because it was my wife's first day back to school as well. And I tease her because seriously, in the summer she's off of work and she's spending more time with the kids.
Right.
And wants to also spend more time with me, which makes perfect sense. And so it kind of changes your routine, especially if you're self-employed and you can give into the temptation once in a while.
Right.
But being in real estate, you've got to really have that self-discipline to stay at work even when the kids and the family are pulling you away.
You got to have that. I tried working out of my house once. I don't have the discipline for that.
I can't do it.
It's just I can't sit in my house and work because
I can if I'm home alone, but I can't with 3 small
kids.
children at
Me?
home.
No way.
And,
No way.
It's difficult. I can at night after they go to bed, and especially since I started doing this show and doing 262 Eats.
Right.
In addition to selling real estate, I found myself having to work more at night after everybody goes to bed. So I've got a little headquarters set up in the basement of my house, and I go and I prepare for my next day.
Well, you got to have that.
But I couldn't stay in the house day in and day out and work from there. That just wouldn't that wouldn't work for me.
Yeah, a lot going on. Going back to this past week, of course, Packer Bear game, fantastic.
Yes. Speaking of fall settling in, what a game!
Well, that's how I was get back to. Now, let's not get carried away. It's not fall yet.
No, it's not.
We're still going to have
it's
some
not fall
nice
for
days.
another 10, 12 days officially.
Officially.
And I'm hoping that we're going to have some. I don't even know if it's culturally appropriate to say Indian summer anymore. I hope so. But that late summer that you get, I'm hoping that we get that just in time for our Songs of Freedom Music Festival on the 28th.
Yeah, we should be fine with the,
I hope we have nice warm weather because we're going to be out there you and I are going to be out there all day because we're doing the remote broadcast here, and I'm seeing the show. But from 9 in the morning we'll be getting set up. But the festival itself goes from noon to 10 o'clock at night. And I'm just praying for some really good weather there, so that we get a good turnout. The money is obviously for such a good cause, supporting Operation Underground Railroad.
Absolutely. So always things to do, folks. There's always something out there to do. I kind of laid low this weekend. I did go out for a little bit.
Got to rewind back to that Packer Bear game.
Oh yes.
I don't mean to gloat, but I'm going to gloat.
Oh, well.
Because all we heard all preseason this year is how bad the Packers were going to get spanked.
Right.
And just wondering, Lenny, where's the spanking?
I know we were talking before about just listening to all the Bear fans afterwards. I mean, and again,
they're the greatest whiners of all time.
I have loved ones. I have family members. I was brought up in a Bear household, basically, okay? My father, God rest his soul, was a huge Bear fan. My brother Andy is a Bear fan. My niece is a Bear fan. His daughter, so I do have very good friends and family who are Bear fans, and I never really just
Well, you were right on the border. You're gonna have that, and
But
but it's a fun rivalry.
well, with the Bears, with the Packers winning is sweet, but the Brewers taking 3 out of 4 from the Cubs.
Oh,
I
see,
know
no,
you're a Cub fan.
I'm one of those strange people that happens to be a Wisconsin team fan for football and an Illinois team fan for baseball, but
right.
being a Packer and a Cub fan. But as I was saying to you earlier before you came on the air, I go to Miller Park often with my kids for field trips for whatever. And if the Brewers and the Cubs aren't playing each other,
Right.
I like to see them win.
Okay.
I don't hate the Brewers. I think I think it's cool to support your local athletics and your local teams that are supporting your community. I just happen to be a Cub fan. But that being said, there is something fun about coming into Miller Park as a Cub fan because there's so many that the crowd is at least evenly split.
Pretty much.
Sometimes it's split, I think, almost a little more in favor of the Chicago fan.
And I don't mind that to a point.
It makes for a fun as long as the fans are civil. A good razzing is good.
It's
but
fun.
yeah,
It is fun, but there's always exceptions to the rules.
like you see so many tailgate parties with people with both shirts on at those, and I can't think of any other rivalries that are really that fun and friendly.
Yeah.
You look at most rivalries, and you don't see fans. Your fans don't even sit at the same table as one another.
Right.
But
Right.
it seems to be a little. It's not like the Red Sox and the Yankees by any stretch of the
Right.
imagination.
Right.
I think
which
that-
is fun to watch.
I think that they just agree on the fact that everybody hates the Cardinals, and
yeah.
so-
I've hated them since '82, so
yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, we've
yeah.
both had our dreams shattered by Cardinals over the years, depending on no matter which team you're a fan of.
We had a good show today, huh?
We do have a good show. We've got Earth Mother coming in, and they're a great jam band, and they're going to be playing
I've seen them
as
many
well.
times. They're going to be playing on the 28th with us.
They're going to be playing on the 28th with us, and after our first break, we're going to get them in here so they can weigh in on our topics as well. And so we have that coming. We're also going to be talking about the telltale signs to spot if your child is being groomed for trafficking, which I think are some important points that you should listen to if you
Warning
have
signs.
if you have children, if you have teens, if you have even young adults, even college-aged sons and daughters, and it isn't just daughters, believe me, you want to be paying attention to these warning signs. I had a woman contact me today to volunteer to help for the Songs of Freedom, and she is involved with Operation Underground Railroad as well. And she told me her story about her own 18-year-old daughter being trafficked in the Rockford, Illinois area, which is the 7th highest trafficked area in the United States.
That's crazy.
We're number 1.
Yeah, I know.
But there's not that big of a difference, and Rockford is really bad. And she gave me a lot of insight today. We're going to be having her on the show in the next couple of weeks, and she's going to come up and speak at the Songs of Freedom Music Festival.
Okay.
But listening to her story without being a spoiler and giving it away, listening to the plight of 2 good parents, working professionals, a teacher and a social worker, with doing all the things right, raising the child the right way, and even understanding some of the telltale signs because she had some training on it as an educator.
Right.
And to have that still happen to them, and of course, we all think this will never happen in our family or to me, and you realize there's some warning signs. So we're going to be talking about that after our first break as well.
All right.
Message and data rates may apply. Please don't text while driving.
If you've been in business more than 20 minutes, you've probably printed your logo on all kinds of promotional products. We all know logos work because they're on everything from the top of skyscrapers to the bottom of shoes. Ever wondered why? Or how to best use your logo to grow your business? Let us show you today for free. We're 4imprint, promotional product experts at your service. We're giving away the latest issue of Amplify, the digital magazine that reveals promotional product success stories absolutely free to everyone who texts BAG11 to 88988. At 4imprint, we make your logo look perfect on thousands of promotional items. With our 100% guarantee, it'll be right the first time, on time, every time. Your free e-magazine will reveal invaluable insights that can attract new customers, build your brand, and grow your business. Get the latest issue of Amplify absolutely free by texting BAG11 to 88988. That's BAG11 to 88988.
Hi, are you looking to buy or sell a home in southeastern Wisconsin? If you want to do business with a success team at eXp Realty, Ralph Nudi and Ben Gentile, along with our host of team members, can help you with all of your real estate needs, and we have some state-of-the-art technology to help you in your search or to find out what your home is worth. Just go to our website, 262kenoshahomes.com, where you can begin your search, or you can find out what your property is worth. Go ahead and put in your information, your email address, and your cell phone number when it asks for it. And don't worry, only one of our team members will get back to you. We keep your information private, and we're going to make sure that we do a very good job of helping you with all your needs. That's 262kenoshahomes.com.
Are you looking for the hottest places to have a dinner date or the coolest places to grab a drink and appetizers with friends? Well, 262 Eats has it all. 262 Eats is a local food show that features the best the area has to offer. Watch Ralph Nudi as he samples the food, interviews the owners, and takes you inside and behind the scenes of the favorite places of locals and travelers alike. Be sure to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel to win prizes, gift certificates, and get special discount offers. That's 262 Eats.
And we're back here in the studio at AM 1050 WLIP. You're listening to Get Real with Ralph Nudi and Jim Selovich here in the studio, along with our video producer, Raynell Owens. And we have with us today the wonderful band Earth Mother, which is a local jam band. I guess that's the best way to explain it. And we're going to have them introduce themselves in just a few short minutes. First, I wanted to get to the topic that I was talking about before we went into the break. As I had said before we went into the break, I had a call from a mother today who is going to be volunteering to help us at the Songs of Freedom Music Festival. And she had a story to tell about her daughter being trafficked at the age of 18. And after a lengthy discussion with her, we decided that we were going to have her on as a guest of the show. But this is a topic that I've been covering at large, primarily because southeastern Wisconsin is one of the, if not the largest corridor of human trafficking in the United States right now. In the year 2017, the FBI spent more money on human trafficking enforcement in the I-94 corridor between Chicago and Milwaukee than any other place in the country. And that's probably surprising because it feels and looks like we live in a relatively safe community. But these traffickers are becoming more emboldened by the day. And it's not like it is in the movies, folks. It's not like Taken, where it is a specific organized crime organization or a specific biker gang or a specific street gang. There are petty criminals all over the place who are engaging in this practice of what people used to call pimping, but it is really trafficking our children, taking advantage of them, and putting them into a position where they're forced into prostitution. Now, you might wonder, how does this happen to a intelligent, well-mannered 16, 17, 18, 19-year-old who comes from a family with a good upbringing, and I can tell you it happens, and it happens often, and they're being groomed for it early on. And today I wanted to discuss some of the signs that you should be looking for so that you can tell if a child, either your child or a child you're working with, if you work with children, is being groomed to be trafficked for sexual exploitation, because it is a pretty major problem. Now, Jim, you've heard me talk about this.
Absolutely, yeah. There's been many topics, quite a bit.
And it's hard to get deep enough on the subject. I feel like every time we get on here, we can only get to a certain level of depth.
It's such a complex subject. I mean, how did this happen? I mean, it's so much. It is happening, and bringing awareness to it. But exactly, what are these steps that these people are taking?
Well,
and why?
Here's why. If you sell an item, even if it's an illegal item, a contraband item, say you're selling guns, let's say you're selling illegal drugs, once you either manufacture or acquire that item, you're really only selling it once, and then you have to either acquire or manufacture that item again. when it comes to human trafficking, they can take a human being, they can take a person and use them and use them and use them over and over and over again. And it doesn't cost them anything to acquire them. All it takes is them to be good at their craft of conning these kids into this. And they look for the vulnerable. They look for the child that may have some self-esteem issues. Typically, what they will do is they will use a member of the opposite sex, sometimes a member of the same sex, around their own age, to form this bond, this friendship with
them. I mean,
them.
you see it in movies, like Taken.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, it's just, and I was listening to public radio, talking to this young woman from the Central America, who's these traffickers had her kids and sent her to New York, and just she had to do all these different things, and now her kids are actually with her parents now, and she got away from everything, but she still can't go back.
I'm looking forward to bringing this guest on so that she can tell her story.
Right.
But the stories are very similar. I've heard a lot of them. And when these kids get trafficked, they sometimes get trafficked 2 blocks from where they live.
Yeah.
And so I learned a few things today having that conversation, but the information I'm going to share today is stuff that I've learned in the past, and I'm going to give the main patterns, the main changes, the main things that you should be looking for and paying close attention to that could lead to your child being groomed in person. And we're going to talk on a different day about how they can be groomed online, because that's a different set of actions. And both of them have been proven to be very effective at getting at these kids. But when it comes to grooming in person, number one, money and clothes. So the grooming process often involves earning this young adult or this child's trust, giving them money, giving them clothing, giving them other expensive items, cell phones, so on and so forth. And what it does is it makes that child feel special, but it also makes them feel indebted. And that is a way that they bait you in, is, oh, I did this for you, so you kind of owe me. And they know not to jump on it right away. They establish a pattern of it. They establish a pattern that makes that child feel like they are a trustworthy confidant, a trustworthy source of comfort or source of support in their lives. And if a child comes from a broken home or a troubled home, that's very easy. But even if they come from a good home, what they try to do is start to replace the support that the child is getting from their parents without the strings attached that parents normally have, that you're going to live up to a set of expectations. And so they drive that wedge immediately, or as early as possible, about, oh boy, your parents are just too strict, and that's a shame. My parents let me do what I want, and they work them that way, but they give them things. New friends. Making new friends is a great idea, but if the friends are older or more independent than your child, and sometimes they can be the same age, there's a lot of times 18, 19-year-olds that came from broken homes already have their own place. If your child has lived a sheltered life and suddenly they're palling around with a friend who has his or her own apartment, it has his or her own car, maybe they quit school and they have a job. My biggest worry always was with my kids was actually when they get into the workplace. And that's a very common place for kids to get trafficked, is in the workplace. It was a discussion that I had often with my kids, that I would have preferred their job to be their school, their sports, their extracurricular activities, not because I don't want them to learn work ethic, because I worked at a young age, but I worked for a family business. And oftentimes when your teen starts to go into the workplace part-time, they're working with people, especially they're in the service industry, they're working with people who live their life in that industry and have come from different backgrounds and maybe doing other things besides that primary job to make a living, or they may be supporting themselves at a young age and they have a survival mentality, and it puts them in a different place. So if there's a power differential in that friendship, if your child is suddenly friends with somebody who is incredibly independent or older or in a position of authority, it's a good idea to ask a lot of questions, get to know those people, have them over at your house, kind of get a feel for them. Are they avoidant of you? Are they engaging with you? Are they overly engaging with you and trying to earn your confidence? Because that sort of thing happens. Another one is unexpected absences. If suddenly your child is and not just at school, but if they're cutting class, if they're gone for increasing periods of time without a really good explanation or a fuzzy explanation for what's going on, that can be a really good sign that they are getting groomed and they're getting desensitized to your expectations. And that's another warning sign that you want to look out for. And of course, any other major changes in behavior. You see a child acting completely uncharacteristic of what they were before.
And there's so many different warning signs are there too for other things as well. I mean, a lot of times if you think your kid's on drugs,
yep,
things as such are kind of distant out of
And it's so hard to dissect the difference between your child just being 17, and I've been through this a couple of times, and all of these warning signs here. The line is thin.
Yeah.
You have to really engage. You have to talk to your kids, even when they don't want to talk to you. You have to keep that level of relationship where they feel like you're the primary person that they're still going to talk to about problems, and that that's a tough line. So those are the 4 warning signs that I had read in a couple of different articles and put together just some food for thought. And we're going to cover the internet patterns of behavior on a future episode, as well as have a couple of guests between now and when we do our Songs of Freedom Music Festival on the 28th.
Yeah.
Now, all the money on that music festival is going to support a group called Operation Underground Railroad. And Operation Underground Railroad has rescued over 3,000 children from being trafficked across the world. The problem with trafficking in other countries is dramatically different from how it is in the States. In other countries, it's easier for them to just grab and kidnap children that don't have decent homes and nobody misses them, and they're getting them as young as toddlers, maybe infants, I don't know, but 5, 6, 7 years old, and they're already being taken away. And what they do is they form a relationship at any age with a child and make them feel as though they're the only ones that care about them, even though they're the ones that are abusing them. They're the only ones that are going to shelter them. They're the only ones that are going to feed them. They give, in the case of here in the States, they give these kids cell phones. They get them their first car. They make sure they have large amounts of money, and they keep them high. They keep them drugged. They keep them on so many different substances it's not even funny, so that when the child does break away and go back to the parents, they're feeling that withdrawal and they're feeling that parental control. And a lot of times what happens is they become indoctrinated and they go back to the trafficker willingly. So that makes it a very difficult process from the standpoint of law enforcement. Because how do you, especially if they're 18, 19 years old, how do you establish that somebody's a victim that doesn't want to admit they're a victim? And so one of the things that we're advocating for are law changes to make that easier. That if you are profiting from prostitution in any way, shape, or form, illegal prostitution, the person who you're profiting off of is automatically regarded as a victim, whether or not they're asserting that. Another one of the big problems that we have is the new privacy laws that we've ratcheted up over the years actually become a hindrance when you have a young adult as a child. They're 18, they're adults, and now they need medical care. They need, they're sucked in, and it becomes a major, major problem. So enough on that for today, but I wanted to make sure that we got the word out there and discussed it. And, of course, I want to introduce our music guest, so we're going to change the subject a little bit here. So everybody take a deep breath. We're going to lighten up here. Although, if you guys have anything to say on that, you go ahead and weigh in. But we have with us today the members of Earth Mother. We have Trevor Mooney and Josie Rosales. They are both from the local area. Is that correct, guys?
Yep.
Great. You're going to want to lean right in there about as close as I am.
Just make believe you guys are singing, harmonizing vocals
Exactly.
together or something like the Beatles.
They're exactly.
like Paul and George used to get together and sing.
Yeah, George. He's got his mind set on me. So welcome to the program. Have you guys done live radio before?
One time, a long time ago. But
Awesome.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your band.
We're a rock jam band. We play a lot. We're from the Kenosha area. We play a lot, anywhere between Chicago and Milwaukee. What are we about, Josie?
We're about a lot of things.
All right. Well,
But yeah, Kenosha kind of feels like our hometown, I guess. We've only been in Kenosha. We're playing in Kenosha maybe for like a year and a half or something like that.
where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Venezuela.
Okay.
Trevor's from D.C.
Yeah, Washington, D.C.
So how did you get to the Midwest? How did you end up in Kenosha?
We formed Earth Mother at Berklee College of Music with our bandmate, Zach.
Okay.
He's originally from Antioch, Illinois, and so we lived together in Antioch
Okay.
for a few years, and then we recently relocated to Kenosha.
So have you been playing mostly southeast of Wisconsin? Are you touring?
We don't tour because I think touring is really expensive and tiring and kind of not very effective right now. But, we play a lot in Wisconsin and in Illinois. We try to, like, branch out a little
Yeah.
bit. We try
I've
to-
seen you guys many times.
Yeah,
I've seen
I
you
mean,
at
we
50.
keep busy,
You guys are
we do
50.
this
You guys are
full-time.
58 below not too long ago. I saw you guys there.
Oh, yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
And I think we did a benefit together a couple of years ago at the UAW. In
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. I think last year.
yeah, it was last year before. I think it's because I was doing some. I was emceeing the event. Remember talking
all
to you
of
guys?
my shows just blend together. man.
Yeah.
We actually played 3 shows yesterday.
Did you really?
Yeah, just
Well, I
to-
like you guys. You guys got shirt. You guys got merch.
we
You
do.
know. I mean,
You gotta have
I
it.
see a lot of local bands and there's no merch around, and I see you got the T-shirt guy, and he's always,
I
Hey,
actually-
Yeah,
I've
show,
actually,
show that off for our YouTube audience over there.
But it's the lame one.
You're
because
gonna have to
this one's just
visualize
like-
if you're on the radio.
Normally we do tie-dyes or
Yeah.
drummer Zach. We're 2/3 of the band. He's not here.
okay,
But he does most of the tie-dyes and he's really good at it.
Yeah.
okay, that's good. I mean, good. You guys are taking advantage of. If you're gonna have them, you got to put them out. You got to push them.
You gotta make the
people-
money.
Yeah, you got to make a little money on it, right? Right.
Yeah.
You got a nice combination in your set list of
Mm-hmm.
covers and your originals. I really liked your cover of "Staying Alive." By the way, that
Oh,
was
thanks.
it definitely changed the texture of the song.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
that's
do a
awesome.
lot of covers like that where people are sort of thrown off by them, unexpected.
Very cool.
That's good
Well,
stuff.
let's take a break.
All right.
We need to take a break right now. When we come back,
I'll
maybe
come
you
to
guys
the
will play
top
something
party.
for
Okay.
us. Yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. We'll be right back.
This Monday at 3, Remembering Kenosha with Lou Rigotti.
What we're talking about is murder in Pleasant Prairie and murder in Petrifying Springs. Now you're thinking, wait a minute, I didn't read about that. No, it happened in '83. And what a gruesome story made the press all over the world.
Remembering Kenosha. Live and local. Kenosha's radio station. AM 1050 WLIP.
Are you looking for the hottest places to have a dinner date or the coolest places to grab a drink and appetizers with friends? Well, 262 Eats has it all. 262 Eats is a local food show that features the best the area has to offer. Watch Ralph Nudi as he samples the food, interviews the owners, and takes you inside and behind the scenes of the favorite places of locals and travelers alike. Be sure to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel to win prizes, gift certificates, and get special discount offers. That's 262 Eats.
My name is Tom Thornton.
And my name is Cindy Thornton. We're retired, and this is how we live united.
We decided to volunteer with United Way at our community free health clinic.
United Way is how we contribute, because we know our time and money are going to the right places.
Judging by the thank yous we get at the clinic, I'd say we're doing the right thing with our retirement, too. We're Tom and Cindy Thornton. We volunteer at our community free health clinic. We don't just wear the shirt.
We live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
On air at AM 1050. Online at WLIP.com, Facebook and Twitter. Live and local. We are Kenosha's radio station. AM 1050 WLIP. AM 1050 WLIP Kenosha County Radar Weather. Sponsored by
Mason's Eatery and Pub, Highway 50 just west of Green Bay Road, Kenosha. Every Tuesday is Acoustic Tuesday with no cover charge.
Tonight, 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms before midnight, then turning mostly cloudy with a low around 57. Tomorrow looks like it will be partly sunny with a high of 71, then another chance for showers and thunderstorms in the evening and a low of 63. Tuesday, more chance of rain with a high of 83 and wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour. Then Tuesday night, showers and thunderstorms continue and a low of 67. This is your weather twice an hour or when severe weather strikes on AM 1050 WLIP.
It's all mixed up. It's all mixed up.
And we're back here in the studios of AM 1050 WLIP, Kenosha, Wisconsin. You're listening to Get Real with Ralph. Ralph Nudi and Jim Celovich here with Earth Mother here in the studio. Guys, again, welcome to the program. And that there was a little bit of the Cars, because today is the birthday of Benjamin Orr.
Benjamin Orr, who left us in 2000. But had he lived, he'd be 72 years old today.
That is so hard to believe.
Is that crazy?
Yeah.
Crazy. See, guys, we're old. You know, when you get old like us,
then the musicians you listen to,
you start hearing the music you would listen to when you were like in your 20s and 30s, and you're like going, "Oh my God!" You know, that's like 30 years ago now.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, when your heroes are senior citizens and they're walking with walkers, you know, like.
Except for the Stones, okay, you know.
Those are my heroes too.
And Aerosmith. And Aerosmith.
Yeah, okay.
Steven Tyler can still move on a stage.
Early
too.
Aerosmith, okay.
Yeah, the guy can still move for an old guy. All right, so you're here in the studio with, is that a banjo?
Yeah, we're gonna do something a little different.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
I like
We're
that.
practicing a lot of banjo. Usually, you know, we have Zach on the drums and it's all electric and pretty loud. But I've been practicing this. We actually play a couple of shows on the Red Witch, the boat.
Oh yeah, cool, very cool.
I was just on the Red Witch on Thursday. We had a team building exercise with Andrew, with Captain Andrew, and we filmed the whole thing along with Ray here. And I've been on it a couple of times. But you played on the Red Witch, huh?
Yeah, we played all acoustic. So we're just gonna try to do something similar, and
perfect.
We're gonna try to implement it in some of our live shows.
What's the name of this first song you're gonna play?
I guess I wrote it, but I guess it doesn't have a name.
We got the no name. We got Earth Mother
Yeah.
with a no name song. All right, guys, take it away.
It's a new song.
All right, let's hear it.
Right.
I know a girl. She's as sweet as a girl can be, but she keeps her heart locked away with a key. So I lock myself away, shut the door and close the shades. The only love I've known, it's careless and gone. Coming down from a 4-day high, got to push on through and see the other side. So I lock myself away, shut the door and close the shades. The only love I've known, it's careless and gone.
someday. I'll walk my own way, with no fears, no troubles to cause me pain. So I lock myself away, shut the door and close the shades. The only love I've known, it's careless and gone. It's careless and gone.
Woo!
Very nice.
I like it.
So what's the story behind that? Is there a story behind this song?
There's
Not
got to
really.
be. There's always a
No,
story.
no.
Dude, I just sit down and I try to write stuff, and if I like how it sounds, like
Okay, all right, okay.
Sort of a, like whatever comes out
What,
mentality.
what,
when it comes
just
to
whatever
it.
comes, some melody comes to you, and you just kind of like go with it, and
Yeah.
just kind of.
I like it to be raw too. I don't modify my stuff too much after the fact.
Okay, that's nice. All
If
right.
I like it, I like it.
That's cool. That's cool. Very cool.
Well, we liked it.
Very much so.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
So how much you guys write? You write all the time, or I mean?
Well, Trevor doesn't write. It's second me writing.
Mhm.
I kind of have what I will call a permanent writer's block. Where
Okay.
I just kind of like whenever I sit down to write, I just get frustrated, and then once in a while, I'll write something.
Yeah,
I
you
like.
just kind of got to leave it alone then.
It's
right?
almost impossible to
if,
write
if,
when you're
noth-
trying
if
to
nothing's
write.
come, 'cause I write
Well,
myself.
I practice a lot of music, you know,
Right.
so eventually with time I end up playing
Mhm.
something that I like.
Sure.
It turns into a song. It just happens naturally, so that's
Okay.
why I let it happen.
Very cool.
Zach writes a lot, very consistently,
Mhm.
but we're very picky about our songs, so we try a lot of stuff. and we
Gotcha.
do
All
like
right.
it.
All right.
How long have you been playing together?
I think 3 years.
3 years. And you said you met at Berkeley originally?
Correct. Yeah.
So you're all Berkeley students, all three of you?
Graduates. Yeah.
Ah, graduate music students.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow,
Berkeley
fantastic.
School of Music.
Yeah. Yeah. I knew what you meant there.
Yeah. Okay.
So did
I was telling the listeners.
so you're all three of you were grad students at Berkeley School of Music.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay. Where did you go? Where'd you go for school initially, for undergrad?
Oh no,
Oh, no,
we
we
have an
graduated
undergrad.
Oh,
yeah.
gotcha. Okay,
Sorry, yeah,
gotcha.
yeah,
Okay,
sorry.
got it. All right, gotcha. So, and you said you're from
I'm originally from Washington,
from
D.C.
from Washington D.C. In the city, in the suburbs,
Make sure you
Specifically from
get a little closer to the
Germantown,
microphone.
Maryland.
Germantown, Maryland. Okay,
Yeah.
I know the Maryland area a
Oh,
little
right
bit.
on.
My one of my very best friends lives in La Plata and lived in Waldorf before that.
okay,
so,
cool.
yeah, I've been to the area quite a few times. It's a cool place to live. Cool,
Sure, yeah.
cool place to grow up, I imagine.
Yeah, it's Montgomery County, which is a very affluent county, which is
Right.
nice. So.
Do you have you have parents that work for the government or?
No, my dad's a school teacher. He teaches elementary school.
Awesome.
And my mom works in an office. So
Gotcha.
it's good times.
And you said you came from
Venezuela.
Venezuela. Okay. Well, tell us about that. How old were you when you moved here?
I was 18.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
So you came here for college?
Yeah, pretty much.
Was it a culture shock for you?
Yeah, sort of. I guess so. You know, I don't know. It's kind of weird to think about it. I don't think I realized how much of a culture shock it was at the beginning, especially because when you go to Berkeley, like there's so many different kinds of people there. That sure it was a culture shock, but I also had a lot of friends that were also Latin, and the environment was very much like a melting pot. You know,
Sure.
a lot of different cultures in one place. I think the culture shock was stronger when I started living in this area actually.
In this area?
Yeah.
Yeah, because now you're settled in with people in the Midwest who
Yeah.
really don't have as much experience with as diverse of a group of people. So I can
But
see
I
that.
was already so used to the lifestyle here that you know it was kind of
you like the lifestyle here better. I'm assuming.
well, it's just it's not the living conditions aren't very good in Venezuela, right?
No.
now.
Correct,
So,
correct.
Yeah, I do like it here.
Yeah, I imagine you would. What about winter? How do you like winter?
Oh, that's the bad part, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's still a bad part from us being here all our lives. I mean,
Yeah, if I could have if I could have America's system but Venezuela's winters, that would be
there you go.
that'd be perfect.
Yeah, Venezuela's weather in general.
What do you miss the most about Venezuela?
The food.
Yeah,
Food?
I was gonna say the food. You got really good food down there.
I think it's not only the food from Venezuela. I honestly think the food here is not very good.
Well, if you're eating out, I guess it depends. It depends on what you're eating and who's making it. For sure.
Yeah.
What is your favorite American food now that you've become completely Americanized over the last?
I just like steaks. So.
Steaks. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a big fan of steaks. Matter of fact, we grilled some steaks last night up at Miller Park. We were there for the baseball game, and we brought steaks and cooked them, and nothing better than a steak. See, you can't get that in the ball.
There is nothing
It
better
sure
than
beats a
steak.
hot dog, doesn't it?
I agree.
Yeah. So we got time for you guys to slide one more in if you can get it under 8 minutes. So
We'll make it quick. As quick
Yeah,
as possible.
this is a Grateful Dead cover, so they're
Yeah, you got
All right.
famous for the long songs.
Yeah,
but-
good.
yes, they are absolutely.
You got a good six.
Well, you just
six and a
play
half-
6.5 minutes,
Six
and
and a half
we're
minutes.
gonna take you guys right into the break. So
Sounds good.
all right, awesome.
For a while at the China, got some flower proud, walking jingle in the midnight sun. With on body drapes of silver, came on like a crazy, could struggle through a dream like wind. She got peeking through a lace, but ain't like a one. That's just like a diamond that jack. A thief of all colors place a golden string field to a double. He waterfall over my back. Me book colors on a leader crime Leonardo words from out of a sick trombone. I rang silent bell, the shower of pearls in the eagle wing palace of the queen shining. I know you're rather gonna miss me when I'm gone. I know you're rather gonna miss me your baby from rolling in your arms. And down last night, Lord, I could not take my rest. Lay down last night, Lord, I could not take my rest. My mind was running like a wild geese in the west. The sun will shine in my back door someday. The sun will shine in my back door someday. March winds will blow all my troubles away. Wish I was a headlight on a northbound train. I wish I was a headlight on a northbound train. I shine my light through the cool Colorado rain. I know you're rather gonna miss me when I'm gone. I know you're rather gonna miss me when I'm gone. Gonna miss your baby from rolling in your arms.
It's 9 o'clock. You're listening to AM 1050 WLIP Kenosha. Streaming live at WLIP.com. Now, CBS News.
This is CBS News on the Hour. Real news, real reporting.
I'm Sam Litzinger. The Taliban says President Trump's decision to cancel secret Afghan peace talks at Camp David will cost more American lives. CBS News correspondent Natalie Brand says Mr. Trump broke off the talks after the Taliban staged an attack in Kabul.
This weekend's breakdown in negotiations follows nearly a year of talks between the U.S. and the Taliban aimed at ending the 18-year war in Afghanistan and withdrawing U.S. troops, something President Trump campaigned on.
President Trump made clear we're not just going to withdraw because there's a timeline. We're only going to reduce our forces when certain conditions are met.
Secretary Pompeo was asked if the president is willing to restart peace negotiations with the Taliban. He said the administration would have to make sure they are capable of delivering on the promises they've made, noting that this is something previous administrations have also tried.
U.S. and Taliban negotiators struck a draft peace deal last week that could have led to a drawdown of troops from America's longest war. Rescue teams are still trying to reach some communities in the Bahamas left isolated by Hurricane Dorian. CBS News correspondent Nikki Batiste says at least 44 people were killed.
For the hundreds of evacuees landing in Nassau with no one to pick them up.
None of this is government paid or anything.
Volunteers like Ashley Brown are transporting them to shelters, hotels, and even private homes.
There are families of 20, 30, 40 persons coming, and the families in Nassau can't house all of them, so it's overwhelming.
They're putting me in a shelter right now until further plans.
Are you feeling safer now that you're here?
Yeah. Tara and her son say they're grateful to be out of Abaco Island, even though they lost everything.
Pope Francis is encouraging more care for the environment as he visits Madagascar. CBS News correspondent Seth Doan.
The Pope has talked specifically about the environment, about deforestation. He was concerned in particular about deforestation for profit, and he has encouraged both everyone from young people he's meeting to the presidents, the heads of state he's met with, to protect the environment, to protect what makes these countries so beautiful.
The Pope wraps up his visit to Africa with a trip to Mauritius tomorrow. He had to work mighty hard to do it, but Rafael Nadal has won the U.S. Open tennis tournament for his 19th Grand Slam championship. Took him 5 sets against Daniil Medvedev.
It has been one of the most emotional nights in my tennis career now, with all the support that all of you guys have been just amazing. So
He spoke on ESPN. Nadal's victory moves him within one major championship of Roger Federer, for the most by a man in tennis history. This is CBS News.
Crime, punishment, redemption.
Even the most demented Hollywood writers would not have dreamed up an ending like this.
48 Hours, Saturdays on CBS.
Today, business happens here, and virtually anywhere. Because today, innovative companies are reinventing the way business happens. And they need people who can keep up, with the expertise and technology to get packages to over 150 million delivery points. So, who can help you deliver the future of commerce? The United States Postal Service. See why we deliver more e-commerce packages to homes than anyone at USPS.com/future.
Do you think all premium fuels are the same? Well, your engine doesn't. New Shell V-Power Nitro Plus helps keep your engine running like new because it's engineered to defend against 4 main engine threats: gunk, wear, corrosion, and friction. So next time, choose Shell's most advanced fuel ever. It's fuel for thought. In engines that continuously use Shell V-Power Nitro Plus premium gasoline.
On air at AM 1050. Online at WLIP.com, Facebook and Twitter. Live and local. We are Kenosha's radio station, AM 1050 WLIP.
Hi, this is Amanda. And this is Sherry Stoka, founder of Weight Loss MD and Wellness. We're the only weight loss clinic in the area that is owned by a registered dietitian.
And I think what makes us special also is that you come in weekly for weigh-ins. And we can have people lose weight, but then the what after too is something special.
Our program is designed to teach and help people change their lifestyle.
Let's help maintain, let's help keep what we've learned in this program. Let's keep that going, and let's do lifestyle changes versus yo-yo dieting.
We focus on the whole person at Weightless MD.
You know, as a clinic, that's what we really pride ourselves on is, hey, let's get not just the weight off, but do you have gut issues that are making you feel bad? We don't just do one program, so that's why we do the free consultations, because we want to get to know you more and then help tailor a plan that is not just myself or a dietitian. We work collaboratively, but we work with you as well, so you're included in your own journey.
Weightless MD and Wellness, treating the whole person for optimal weight loss. Go to Weightless MD Kenosha to schedule a free consultation.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
AM 1050 WLIP Kenosha County Radar Weather. Sponsored by
Good Value Pharmacy, offering free local delivery with 3 locations in Kenosha and now open in Racine. GoodValueRx.com.
Tonight, 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms before midnight, then turning mostly cloudy with a low around 57. Tomorrow looks like it will be partly sunny with a high of 71, then another chance for showers and thunderstorms in the evening and a low of 63. Tuesday, more chance of rain with a high of 83 and wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour. Then Tuesday night, showers and thunderstorms continue and a low of 67. This is your weather twice an hour or when severe weather strikes on AM 1050 WLIP.
And we're back here in the studios at AM 1050 WLIP. You're listening to Get Real with Ralph. I'm your host, Ralph Nudi, along with Jim Celovich here in the studio.
Yeah.
You can watch our show on YouTube. Go to GetRealWithRalph.com. Brings it right to our YouTube channel. And in our studio today, our guests are the 2/3 of the band Earth Mother are here. We have Trevor and Josie with us. They're an old school jam band, so they're a lot of fun to have play, and we're going to have them play a few more songs in just a few moments. You know, Jim, I wanted to touch on the devastation in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
You know, we were covering Dorian last weekend, and she's still raging on. She's slamming into the coast of Canada now. You don't think of hurricanes in Canada, but they're getting a little wind battered right now, but nothing like the Bahamas. The death toll the last time I checked earlier today was, I want to say 43.
Is that many now?
43, but 70,000 people are out of their homes. Homeless, 70,000. That's a staggering number. And they're going to need a lot of relief. They're going to need a lot of help to put their country back together, get these people back in their homes. And if you're interested in helping and you want to make sure that your money is going to the right place, because a lot of times when there's a tragedy, there's also scam artists out there. But if you go to bahamas.com/relief, it gives you the different places where you can donate money and know that it's getting to the right place, including the Bahamas Red Cross, the National Association of the Bahamas, as well as the National Emergency Management Agency. And so it has the information on there if you're interested in donating to the victims of the incredible devastation in the Bahamas. That's where you can get the information. So back to Trevor and Josie. That was a little Grateful Dead cover that you went out into the break with, and I have to say you absolutely did it justice. That's a great song. What have you got up your sleeve for us now?
Some original music, I guess.
All right. So you switched to the guitar. He's fast, ladies and gentlemen.
It only took me 6 minutes.
It took him 6 minutes to put that banjo away and bring that guitar out. And I tell you what, speaking of taking 6 minutes for being fast, your fingers are lightning fast. How long did it take you to get that good at picking the banjo?
Oh, well, I kind of picked it up like a year ago for 2 months and gave up. But then 3 months ago, I picked it up again. So I guess 3 months.
3 months?
Yeah, I've been playing for like 3 months.
Wow. I'm jealous that you can pick something up that quick in 3 months.
Well, I've been playing guitar for 15 years, so
Sure.
I put in some time, you know?
Sure. All right. So what's this song called?
What were we playing first? Traveler. Yeah, Traveler.
All right.
From
We're
the
going to
new
play
album,
Traveler
actually.
for your new album.
Yeah, it's out on Spotify. We're getting the physical copies now.
After the song, we're going to talk about where people can find all of your music as well. So go ahead and take it away, guys.
He came into town heavy with rain, 100 miles under his feet, traveling Spain. It was the town of Carmona, from an ancient lullaby. Palace of Don Pedro stood as tall as the sky, Nathan was a traveling man and nomad soul. He traveled all across the plains, through winds fair and foul. As he traveled through Carmona, there he met a Spanish rose. It was Lady Valentina, with golden hair and eyes aglow, with eyes aglow. traveler of the road. Won't you stay by my side? Traveler of the wind, won't you please hear my cry? Nathan's love was strong for his Spanish girl, but his love for the road would prevail. When he left Carmona, Valentina cried for him to stay, but he did not stop to wonder. A lonely kiss sealed their fate, it sealed it away. As Nathan traveled across the road, the lonely road, he felt an emptiness inside, and he knew why. He went back to Carmona. His Spanish rose was standing there, and he told her that he would stay to share his life with hers, his life with her. Traveler of the road, don't you travel anymore. Traveler of the wind, you have found your home. There's nothing that is wrong in you wanting to stay here with me. I know you got somewhere to go, but won't you lay your worries down and stay with me? Don't you ever leave. Lay down, Sally, rest her in my arms. Don't you think you want someone to talk to? Lay down, Sally, don't need to leave so soon. I've been trying all night long just to talk to you. Long to see the morning light coloring your face so perfectly. I know you got somewhere to be, but please, honey, just stay with me. And don't you ever leave. Lay down, Sally, rest her in my arms. Don't you think you want someone to talk to? Lay down, Sally, don't need to leave so soon. I've been trying all night long just to talk to you. Somewhere to be. Whoops. I know you got somewhere to go, but won't you lay your worries down and stay with me? Don't you ever leave. Lay down, Sally, rest her in my arms. Don't you think you want someone to talk to? Lay down, Sally, don't need to leave so soon. I've been trying all night long just to talk to you. I've been trying all night long just to talk to you. I've been trying all night long just to talk to you.
Outstanding, guys.
That was great. We'll be back with a little more Earth Mother right after this break.
Welcome back to the Dog Show. Up next, we have Satchmo. Satchmo is a member of the Shelter Pet Group.
That's right, a group known especially for their couch-snuggling, ball-chasing, face-licking, tail-wagging, backyard-hanging, and, of course, companionship.
And what breed would you say Satchmo is?
I'd have to go with maybe a lavish terrier-hound, chihuahua-looking kind of mix.
Tremendous dog.
I'd also like to point out Satchmo's coloring, a white, gray, brown, black brindle, simply marvelous.
You know, it's such a treat to watch a dog like this.
Now, let's see him in action.
Look how he makes eye contact with his person.
That's actually known as the treat stare.
How intuitive. And now he appears to be excitedly turning in circles.
Ah, the happy dance, so common with this group.
And finally, the loving face lick.
It's great how he just gets in there and, well, licks.
Fantastic. But really, the best way to know an amazing shelter pet like Satchmo is to meet one.
Visit theshelterpetproject.org today. Adopt.
Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
So, as most of you listeners already know, in addition to hosting this show, primarily what I do for a living is sell real estate. So, if you're looking to buy or sell a home in southeastern Wisconsin, make sure that you give myself and my partner Ben Gentile a call. We are the success team at eXp Realty. You can search online anytime at 262kenoshahomes.com for values on your property or for searching properties in the local area, or you can give us a call directly at 262-656-7171. Thank you.
Are you looking for the hottest places to have a dinner date or the coolest places to grab a drink and appetizers with friends? Well, 262 Eats has it all. 262 Eats is a local food show that features the best the area has to offer. Watch Ralph Nudi as he samples the food, interviews the owners, and takes you inside and behind the scenes of the favorite places of locals and travelers alike. Be sure to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel to win prizes, gift certificates, and get special discount offers. That's 262 Eats.
And we're back here at AM 1050 WLIP. You're listening to Ralph Nudi, Get Real with Ralph, along with Jim Selovich and Earth Mother here in the studio playing a little bit of music. I'll tell you, when you transition from your original into Lay Down Sally, I just wanted to jump in and start harmonizing with you guys. I could like hear all the other parts along with it. It took me back a few years.
Right on.
But great music, and you sure kept it interesting the whole time, bar after bar, and that's that's hard to do. I've heard a lot of jam bands over the years that local jam bands that don't keep it interesting long enough. So they'll jam out and they're interested in what they're doing, but it's hard to keep the audience interested in what they're doing. And you guys definitely do keep it interesting. And Josie, I got to say, I've heard a couple of different influences in your music, and I'm going to throw some of them out there because I'm just wondering if those are influences.
Oh, sure.
The first one is Cat Stevens. Are you a Cat Stevens fan?
I mean, I love Cat Stevens.
Not in the voice, obviously, but in the phrasing and some of it. I heard. Did you hear a little Cat Stevens in there?
A little bit.
Yeah, I heard a little Cat Stevens, and I heard a little Ziggy Marley in there as well.
Ziggy Marley?
Yeah, I did. I heard a few bars that reminded me of some of the, I'm trying to think which one he did, but I wouldn't say borrowed. I'd say just similarities where you could feel the influence of a little bit of both. So with that, tell our audience what some of your biggest music influences are over the years, old and new alike.
Well, I think the most relevant and important thing to say is that my favorite band is the Grateful Dead, and that's important because when we were going to college, I kind of had this moment. I actually had a reggae band back then, and I was really into reggae, and that was like my thing. And then for some reason, I don't know why, I just started getting into the Grateful Dead more and more. And my reggae band, for other reasons, was over. And I was kind of like, oh, I need to start a jam band because the Grateful Dead is awesome, and I need to do that.
I picked up a little influence from the song "Love Is My Religion" in that last one. That's what it was, and that's why I said Ziggy and not Bob, because I kind of felt the presence of it without it feeling like it was borrowed from it. Just like felt the presence of it. What about you, Trevor? What are some of your besides the Grateful Dead, which we know? What are some of your influences?
I really love Motown music. Soul,
Nice.
Old school soul.
You're in the right studio.
Awesome. Before that, I would say progressive rock. I love Rush, Yes, all of those guys. And then heavy metal, of course. Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden.
Nice.
I was listening to some of that. I was cleaning my garage this morning. Little old Black Sabbath.
There you
a little
go.
bit of still all that old stuff that you don't hear anymore unless you have a good playlist on your iPod. That's
Play a
for
little
sure.
Sweet Leaf.
Oh
when
yeah.
you're getting ready to go out. That's what it's all about, my friends. Yeah.
So, what are you guys gonna play for us next?
Play one more original.
Yeah. Also from the new album.
Also from the new album. And what's this one?
Stranger Than They Seem.
Stranger
Is the
Than They
name
Seem.
that, or is the
Yes.
name the full? Okay.
They name it as they go along, folks. All right, a little more Earth Mother, and this has been a treat, guys. So we're loving it.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3, 4. Woke up to the buzzing sound of the world to which I'm bound. So full of things unreal. Today the morning sky looks wild like when I was a child. My eyes get filled with water as I remember. Sometimes we forget it's a dream. Things are stranger than they seem. The crying river is so wide it goes on for miles and miles. I don't think I'll ever see it end. The laughing clouds hang high above me, they form pictures in my head of things that only I can see. Sometimes we forget it's a dream. Things are stranger than they seem. The sun came out to greet me, saying, won't you come out to play? Won't you
exactly what I say. Sometimes we forget it's a dream. Things are stranger than they seem. Sometimes we forget it's a dream. Things are stranger than they seem. Things are stranger than they seem. Things are stranger than they seem.
Woo!
Outstanding, guys.
That was
Very
incredible.
nice, very nice.
Yeah, very well written song. Very well put together.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So I'm guessing that's one of the songs you're going to be playing at the Songs of Freedom Music Festival on the 28th of September.
Well, now it is. Now that you said it.
I hope that makes the set list because that's a good one. And I just want to thank you in advance for agreeing to play this concert. Ladies and gentlemen that are listening, all of these fantastic groups that have been playing on our show the last few weeks that are playing free of charge, and 100% of the proceeds are going to support Operation Underground Railroad, which rescues children who have been enslaved and trafficked for sexual exploitation all over the world. This group, Operation Underground Railroad, sends in these teams of prior special forces, and they go and infiltrate these compounds, and they rescue these children, which is such important work and very expensive work. So the fact that we're able to have such great artists like yourself, like some of the other great artists that have been here over the last few weeks to come play this, I just want you to know how much, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate that you guys are doing that. Now, if someone wants to find your music, where's the best place to find it? Do you have a band?
Facebook.com.
You got to get really close to that mic or they can't hear you.
Facebook.com/EarthMotherTheBand.
Okay.
We're also on EarthMotherTheBand.com. Instagram.com/EarthMotherTheBand. EarthMotherTheBand is our little thing.
We'll make sure that we put it in the episode guide on our YouTube channel as well. We'll make sure we get all your links and put them in there. Do you have what about buying your music? If somebody wants to buy it, how do they do that?
You can buy our music. We just released our latest album in August. It's called 3, the number 3. You can find it on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, Bandcamp, your favorite streaming service. We're on it. And we appreciate your support.
Now, how many have you put out so far?
This is our second album.
Your second album, okay. And, of course, you have merch on your site as well. I got this great little Earth Mother shirt here. You need to show this off here. Ray, you got to switch cameras here for these guys so we can show off Josie's shirt here. Look at that. If you're listening on the radio, you're just going to have to visualize that he has a very cool shirt on that says Earth Mother, or actually go to the website to see it. But if you're on GetRealWithRalph.com on our YouTube channel, you can see it right there. You can see Earth Mother as well as hear them in stereo. And I thank you guys so much for coming on and playing with us, and for coming and playing this upcoming weekend. And look super forward to you guys being there.
Of course, thank you so much for having us.
Yeah. We're not done yet, but
we're not completely done. We're going to go to the break, and after the break, we're going to talk a little bit more music, and we're going to talk about steaks, seeing as how you brought it up, because I'm going to tell you a very interesting story that I think you'll get a little kick out of right after this break.
The Lenny Palmer Show, weekday mornings 8 till noon.
What's on tap for Monday? Well, I definitely want to talk about Foxycon. What kind of TV screen are they going to make? None. They're going to make coffee machines, big ones, robotic coffee machines. I think the market for those is a bit smaller than TVs, don't you? Anyway, we'll talk about that and any other local issue that comes down the pike on Monday, 8 till noon, award-winning radio. Be there.
This is Kenosha's radio station, AM 1050 WLIP.
Are you looking for the hottest places to have a dinner date or the coolest places to grab a drink and appetizers with friends? Well, 262 Eats has it all. 262 Eats is a local food show that features the best the area has to offer. Watch Ralph Nudi as he samples the food, interviews the owners, and takes you inside and behind the scenes of the favorite places of locals and travelers alike. Be sure to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel to win prizes, gift certificates, and get special discount offers. That's 262 Eats.
Welcome back to CarMax Will Buy It. Let's jump right back into the action. A used minivan with 200,000 miles. Cassandra.
CarMax will buy it.
That's correct. The car you're driving now. Cassandra again.
CarMax will buy it.
You're on a roll. Any car at all, no matter what. Jerry?
Is the answer CarMax will buy it?
That's right, because CarMax buys all the cars, no matter what. No questions asked. CarMax will buy it.
How are you spending your Labor Day weekend? How about not spending as much? Come into the Home Depot and save up to 40% on appliance special buys. Get a Samsung washer and dryer for just $4.98 each. Prevent your clothes from being frayed and your budget from being snagged. See why with Labor Day savings. Today is the day for doing. The Home Depot. More saving. More doing. U.S. only while supplies last. Gas dryer extra. See store for details. Valid through September 11th.
AM 1050 WLIP Kenosha County Radar Weather. Sponsored by
Mason's Eatery and Pub, Highway 50 just west of Green Bay Road, Kenosha. Serving breakfast 7 days a week, 8 until noon. MasonsBar.com.
Tonight, 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms before midnight, then turning mostly cloudy with a low around 57. Tomorrow looks like it will be partly sunny with a high of 71, then another chance for showers and thunderstorms in the evening, and a low of 63. Tuesday, more chance of rain with a high of 83 and wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour. Then Tuesday night, showers and thunderstorms continue and a low of 67. This is your weather twice an hour or when severe weather strikes on AM 1050 WLIP.
Who's gonna tell you when it's too late?
And we're back here in the studios at AM 1050 WLIP in Kenosha. We have our musical guests today, Earth Mother, which is Trevor Mooney and Josie Rosales, their third what's your third member's name?
His name is Zach Weinstein.
Zach is not here today. Zach is their drummer, but he is going to be in full force when they play at the...
Zach's off doing drummer stuff, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
That's what's going on today. He's out doing drummer stuff.
So, Josie, you mentioned that you like steak.
I do like steak.
You do like steak. So this is a story that came out of Australia, and this is I think it's kind of a funny story. There was a woman in Australia who decided to sue her neighbors. Do you know what she decided to sue her neighbors for? Take a wild guess.
It has to do something with steaks.
You're getting there, getting
Or
warmer.
cows.
What's that? She sued her neighbors for barbecuing because she was a vegan and she felt that they were barbecuing on purpose to bother her and was complaining that her whole yard smelled like meat and that she couldn't handle that anymore, and also that their kids were playing basketball in their driveway and it was upsetting her ability to quietly enjoy her house, and it got tossed out of court completely.
Mm-hmm.
The neighbors seem to be very gracious people. The neighbors are actually immigrants to Australia. I can't remember where they're from now, but as I was reading the story, they actually moved the location of their grill and took the basketball hoop down, told their kids they'd have to go to the park to play because they wanted to be good neighbors, in spite of the case getting thrown out of court. But it was too late. It had went viral, and a group of additional neighbors decided to put together a little block party where so far more than 4,000 people have responded to the Facebook event saying that they're going to be attending, and 10,000 plus say they're interested in a huge block party barbecue.
I love it.
Surrounding this lady's residence. So she may have gotten a little more meat than she bargained for.
That's great.
What do you think of this huge movement all over the place where suddenly now beef is contributing to 14% of the carbon dioxide emitted by people, and now they want to stop us from eating meat? You've come from a country that's very restrictive in what you can and cannot do. Am I correct in saying that?
Well, it depends as to what you refer. I don't think
More government control than what you're used to here, would you say?
I don't know, man. It's hard to say like what's happening over there. It's sort of like the economy is just plummeting so bad, but in reality, like there's not that many like things you cannot do in that way. I believe, like. Oh, sorry.
There we go.
No, like there's still a lot of freedom, I think.
Sure.
And people still have their rights, which are being violated, but they have them.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. But you can still cook a steak anytime you want, at least.
If you find a steak,
You gotta find one first.
Yeah. I would be darned if I had neighbors tell me I can't cook steak anymore in my backyard because
well,
I don't want the smell
it's
of
more
meat.
like no one's telling you can't over there, but you might not find it in the market. Like,
well, this is true. This is
Yeah.
true. When it comes to starting businesses and stuff like that, everything is heavily regulated and heavily taxed. Am I correct in saying that in Venezuela? Is that what caused the financial crisis in the first place there and the devaluation of the currency?
Well, I don't know. I don't want to talk too much without knowing. Like, I'm from Venezuela, but I don't know a whole lot about
You
it.
pay attention to the music.
Yeah, sort of.
There's
No,
nothing
like
wrong with
I
that.
have an idea of what's going on there, but I don't know exactly like what cost it and all that. I'm not like an expert. Actually, like I get into this topic a lot with people, and it sort of makes me uncomfortable because it makes me feel like I should know what's going on.
Oh, I
over
got
there
you, right.
better.
Yeah, but you don't have to know. You're here. You just got to know what's going on here, I guess, now.
I do know sort of what's going on.
Or
over
you
there.
can just be very good at what you're good at and realize that there are a lot of things in life you just don't have any control over. And there's nothing wrong with that as well. I think that successful people tend to do that. They tend to block out all the noise of what's going on around them, and they focus on the one thing that they know they can and want to be very good at. And
They're probably successful because they take chances of the opportunities they have, and they're not looking for the ones they don't.
This is
very good.
Very well said. Very well
Mhm.
said. What are your plans going forward? What are your big, hairy, audacious goals? What are the goals for Earth Mother? Where do you see your band 10 years from now?
The goal started as like making it big, and I guess that was like the driving thing to us moving here and doing the band thing. But I don't know. It's been, I think, like 2 years, and at this point, like the goal for me has changed to just like play as much as I can and keep having fun with it, and kind of like as long as I can make a living out of doing music, that's the goal,
So if you got a phone call from the dead or from Fish or somebody that big and say, "Hey, we need someone to open up for us," you wouldn't say no, would you?
No, I'm not saying I'm close. well, I'm not saying I'm close to the opportunity, but I'm not like losing sleep over,
Right.
oh my God,
Right.
like, I
Absolutely.
need to make it. It's a thing we were talking about with like taking the opportunities you have. This is what I have right now. So I'm not waking up thinking like, oh man, like I'm not gonna be happy until I play Soldier Field or something. Like I'm happy now.
That's great.
That's
That's
great. It's a great way to go about
That
it.
is a great way to go about it. You are making a living doing what you love.
Yes.
Within reason.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's not easy when you haven't made it big. I get that, but you're figuring out a way to live your life primarily doing what you love, and that's big. So many people are chasing the dollar instead of chasing what really makes them happy. And I think chasing what makes you happy and following that and doing that and pursuing that with every bit of passion that you have is far more important. You'll live a happier life, and you're more likely to actually run into the money as time goes on because you're doing it for all the right reasons.
I was about to say you got to do it for the right reason. That's for the love of the music.
Yeah,
that's for the love. I mean, it's got to be a kick for you as musicians. Like, hey, we're doing really good. We're playing really good music. We're really happy what we're doing.
Yeah,
you
and
know.
even further to that, it's like if we're not digging it on stage, how can we expect the audience members
Exactly.
to enjoy it?
Yeah, I do some acting. I'm on stage, and I do comedy a lot too, and I know when they're feeling it. And I know when I'm feeling it, and I'm feeding off this audience too, and it's such an exhilarating feeling.
It can backfire sometimes, in my opinion, though, to do it so often and
Mhm.
as a full-time thing, because when your passion becomes your job, it becomes this thing where sometimes you're not going to want to do it, and you're going to have to do it. So it means sometimes you have to do the thing that you love, not because you want to, because you
Right.
have to. And
Right.
then when you actually have your free time
Mhm.
to do it, you're maybe not going to want to do it as
Right.
much or
Yeah,
work
yeah.
as
Sure.
That's hard.
I've had times. I was doing a show back in July. I'm like, I'd rather be home right now. I'm thinking to myself, but shows got to go on, and things were fine, and we're doing improv, and things were fine, but I didn't feel like going on. I didn't feel like going on.
There are definitely some Sunday afternoons that I feel that way. Kind of get settled in at home, get lazy, have dinner with the family.
Then you gotta get up here and do the radio show.
Once I get here, it's reinvigorating. But you get that moment of, oh man, I gotta go to work, and it does. After the first week was like a novelty, like wow, I'm on the radio. Yeah. But, week after week, now you start to feel like, okay, I have to make sure we have our material. I have to make sure our musical guests is lined up. We have to make sure.
Oh, it's all the stuff you're doing all weekend long, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I got to go into the radio station and do a show now.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, I love being here.
As soon as that bumper music comes on, though, it's
absolutely.
You don't get the immediate feedback on radio. You just hope that people are listening. But
I'm coming up on, this month. Oh, my God, 36 years in radio.
Wow.
36 years.
Congrats.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
I was like 12 when you got
on
the radio.
I'm old. But,
I think I remember listening to you when I was 12.
Yeah, probably.
Probably. So what's next for you guys after this month? Do you have any larger shows, any larger venues planned, anything that you're really excited about playing?
This immediate week, this Thursday, we'll be in Centennial Park in Grays Lake. They host a weekly concert series, and so we'll be there from 6 to 7, if I recall correctly. All this information is on our Facebook or website.
Sure.
Then this coming Friday, we'll be in Nelson, Illinois. Mr. Blotto, local jam band to Chicago, they host a Equinox Festival, so we'll be playing there. And then on Saturday, we'll be in George's Tavern in Racine.
I love George's. It's a great little venue. Not too big. You get to hear the music well. They book good music too. So if you're local and you want to catch these guys before the festival, George's in Racine sounds like the closest. That's Saturday?
Yep, it's that Saturday.
Saturday.
It's going to be 8 to 11.
Well, we've got time for you guys to take us out to the end of the show. If you
got a 10-minute song.
Well,
we have many.
I figure it's gonna take a couple minutes for them to get set up, and
we can take the 10-minute song and we can make it 15.
All right. So this has really been. I love when we get a good musical guest that we just want to let them keep playing. We want to let most of them.
Oh
keep
no,
playing. Don't get me
I
wrong.
mean, everybody's good in their own way and things as such. But
I actually said to Jim in a text before you guys came back on. I said I'm glad. A lot of times I'll have a musical guest and a regular guest, and I said I'm so glad that I didn't have a guest scheduled with a lot to talk about at the same time that I have a band with so much to play, because I love the fact that we're able to give you guys some more playing time. So we're going to enjoy this as much as you.
Cool.
All right, what are you playing?
We'll enjoy it then.
Hopefully you will.
Well, thank everybody for listening. And those who want to go to Earth Mother, go to earthmotherband.com. Check out their
Earth Mother the band.
Earthmotherband.com.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
And by the way, if you see one with FL in Florida, that's not these guys.
That's not us. That's a death metal band.
Yeah. So yeah,
we don't play death metal.
Yeah. So if you do play Earth Mother, you'll Google it or pull it up on YouTube, and suddenly you hear some death metal. So wrong guys. You've heard these guys; they're more of a slow jam band.
Well, what you guys should do is take their music and make it into a jam.
That'd be so.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Death metal jams.
Yeah.
What's the strangest song you've turned into a jam?
We'll probably Staying Alive. Our biggest hit by far is Car Wash, the disco song Car Wash.
Oh, by Rolls Royce, yeah.
Yeah, people they like that a lot.
Yeah, I did catch you guys when you guys did the Bee Gees.
Right, yeah.
It was really nice.
I've got an idea for you guys. After we're done, we got to talk about Car Wash, because I can think of something we can do, a project I'm already working on, if you're down for it. I got a Rolling with Ralph series where we drive around and do stuff in my car for my podcast.
Nice.
And I'd love for you guys to play Car Wash in my car as part of a project we're working on.
Cool. Yeah,
I'll give you the details later, but go ahead, guys. Take it away.
Oh, don't break the vase. Ready?
I'm ready to play.
When I see you passing by, I start to shake inside. When I see you stroll, I lose my self-control. That's what love will do for you. That's what love will make you do. No matter how hard I fight it, I'm still in love with you. When it comes to you, there's no limit to what I'll do. Work 8 days a week, darling, I'll give it all to you. That's what love will do for you. That's what love will make you do. No matter how hard I fight it, honey, I'm still in love with you. When they speak of beauty, you can stand the test. When they talk about making love, baby, you're the best. Don't wanna brag about you too much, give others ideas. Trying hard to express myself, baby, that's the way I feel. That's what love will do for you. That's what love will make you do. No matter how hard I fight it, I'm still in love with you. No matter how hard I fight it, honey, I'm still in love with you. No matter how hard I fight it, I'm still in love with you.
Outstanding, fellas.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, that was just great.
Thank you.
What do you call that one?
That's what love will make you do. That's a cover though. I don't even know who does it originally.
Yeah, it's like an old blues song. Some guy.
Do you know who it is?
You know,
it sounded great.
It sounded very familiar.
Yeah, it did. I couldn't figure out where I heard it from, but
that's what love will make you do.
That's what love will make you do. That's for sure. Jim's gonna find it for us here.
What does Google say?
Jerry Garcia Band.
Of course.
Well.
He didn't write it. He didn't write it.
The Jerry Garcia Band. Not to
Yeah.
be confused
I
with
wonder,
the
you know,
Cherry Garcia
Yeah,
Band.
right. Yeah.
Which, incidentally, is one of my favorite Ben & Jerry's flavors. I think just because
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
You Ben & Jerry fans?
I like some ice cream, yeah.
Ice cream is always good.
Yeah, especially after a good steak, right?
Yeah, there's nothing like ice cream after a good steak.
So once again, you guys are playing, coming up, of course, playing the Songs of Freedom with us on the 28th. Looking forward to that very much so. You guys coming up, you're playing with Dennis, Illinois, you said? Or
In Nelson.
Nelson.
Yeah, it's this place called Who Else Inc. I think it's just a farm. On Thursday, that's on Friday. On Thursday, we'll be in Grays Lake at Centennial Park.
All right.
And on Saturday, we'll be at George's Tavern in Racine.
That's right. Saturdays in Racine.
8 p.m. to 11.
All right.
Well, awesome. Thank you for coming on the show. Thank all of you for tuning in to Get Real with Ralph on AM 1050 WLIP or on our YouTube channel at getrealwithralph.com. Get all the information there on Earth Mother, Songs of Freedom, and everything else we're working on. Thanks again for tuning in.